Well, hello everyone. Manny Make 25 here, and you see right here is I went and put together right here is an activity to talk about with stamps, and if this is like email or if it's postal mail or anything like that, any kind of mail, and I went ahead and drew right here is like a box envelope right here, and yeah I went ahead and drew these like place these these dotted this dotted box right here of these like kind of like what says like a cutout frame to where I'm like, yeah, this is exactly about where this is placed or something like that. And right here, I went into right here is like a kind of like a if you want to call it maybe like a bar scan code or something like that to where that like a it's basically like an electronic envelope to where that instead of like a have a certain amount of documents packaged all in one envelope to where that it's basically kind of like a postcard to where just a piece of it, if we want to call it like a plain piece of plastic, a sheet of plastic to where that it contains so much information, and like Warren to where that like anybody that will likely say that if we would be going to school and trying to learn our ABCs of some sort, and we're like Warren to where I'm like, yeah, that you have right here is an example right here, which I'll go ahead and try to explain within 5 minutes right here of what this block is all about. But you see right here is that like you have right here with me right here is like the American flag, like for grade A for A plus student, and you have right here for electronic mail and the number of documents that is like sent if it's going to be working our taxes and or other sorts of information. You have right here is my student class photo right here from kindergarten, but you see right here is like say like a code right here, and I'm sure that anybody more likely say is to where that yeah, a lot of things that you do online nowadays that more likely that they would require you to sign in and then provide a code like some kind of code that more likely that could be copied and pasted from the email, and then they want you to, and then there's like a link that you go to. They send you a link, to log on, and then that follow the basic steps about copying and pasting providing the codes, and then it's like for one time only, that type of stuff. But you see right here is I went and put together right here is like an example right here of like a stamp, and I'm sure that on like you have 2018 right here, and think of that yeah, in the near future to where that basically is like, yeah, does everybody have to do this necessarily in the future? I'm like, well, right now I'm thinking it's just optional, but let's just say that if somebody were to be want to get into that type of training to where is it easier? I guess that the question goes by saying, is it easier compared to doing other stuff, like and I know that some of us will probably say, if it's filing our taxes or doing any source of documents, if it's by by fax machine or if anything like that, send the fax or any type of email that and thinking that well, does this necessarily replace the old technology? And I'm like, well, not necessarily, because I know that they probably like the post offices, they keep pretty busy too. But this right here will be like it's like a optional. It's like as of right now, I say that some places to where no, it's required, but you have right here is like for place stamp here, and a lot of times if we're going to be mailing something, a lot of times the stamp would be about right here. I'm like that they want you to place a stamp right here. This would right here is like a barcode to where that it would contain the information to where that yeah that if there's any error reports or anything like that, or if you gotten gotten any mail from something important, if it was related to class, school, or job, or anything like that. And then this right here, I kept thinking about, well, that, a lot of things that I drew right here is like the two states connected, and then, like the city and states and counties and stuff from where the mail is going and from where, when it was received, that type of stuff. But you see right here is that location right here to where I'm like, really, what do you think that could be placed right here? And then more likely that the next type of technology that more likely that could be coming in the near future. And that most of us will probably say that you're used to going to the post office and buying those postal stamps. But let's just say if one of the sorts of technology would be is to use like a code like this to where between between letters and numbers that you're only allowed to, let's just say that if you were only allowed to use one capital letter, so you got right here for GHKK KK225, and let's just say that if this was like a code to where that yeah, it would look something kind of like this right here, to where you have these quotation parenthesis marks or like star symbols, and we're like Warren, to where I don't understand this. I'm like, what are you trying to explain here? I'm like, I'm this is like totally different compared to what I'm used to, and I'm sure about almost anything that catches our attention. You're like, you're trying to get something done, and then it's like, whenever you file your taxes, it seems like a few things are about the same, and then maybe a few things are different too. But I don't know. I'm like, are we really necessarily concerned about any changes that we are not aware of in the near future, to where that if we don't know how to do it, and then it's pretty much, it's like you're on the spot, to where, hey, that's your problem to figure it out. But it seems like that there's, like we say, a type of training required, to where that any new system that they're going to have per year, if it's going to be maybe they say that nowadays that a lot of things are going electronically, and you're like, Warren, to where are the driver's license or birth certificates going to be next? And they're like, well, yeah, I could tell you that like a lot of things electronically, that they basically say to her, sometimes it even costs money just to send things electronically. But I guess they say that yeah, it'll get there faster, and plus maybe it's easier, more convenient for anybody. But on your hand, that you're like, back whenever you were a kid, you were like, well, you were told to not even push the buttons on the remote control or anything like that. You don't watch the TV without the permissions or something like that. But on the average, that you have right here is like a new type of a way of how to send and receive mail. And I'm sure, like with anybody, to where that if we're going to be extremely curious about the new sorts of technology coming, that might likely say that yeah, it's already here, but then maybe not everybody's required to use it. But talking about is like a new security feature, to where that yeah, that I'm like anybody when I say that if you're trying to send somebody money, then I guess how safe is that, to where that what's the best way of how to send somebody maybe a gift card or maybe a personal letter or anything like that. And you're like, Warren, to where how could that be done? And more likely, though, that really the only way that maybe it could be done is do like direct routed connections to between that the account, and as well as for like any type of transfer, to where that you have right here as an envelope. But yeah, that this right here is like, I guess say this right here is only the beginning. By the time you open up your email, your inbox, and it seems like all these different columns and sections, and as well as inbox, and then you have right here is a filter tray and all that other stuff. But let's just say that and this will be like what's called is like the introduction, the introduction of the new mailing system. Please place stamp here, and the opportunity to where hey, that if you like that, have your opportunity to create a stamp, that you can go ahead and do so just by following these instructions using this program. And please enter, please create an entry code, kind of like this right here. It'll be like type that in, and then follow the steps from there, just for extra security purposes. And I don't know, I'm like, do we do a lot of things nowadays electronically between now and maybe by the year 2021? Do we do a lot of things electronically for more security purposes? Or, does it necessarily mean to save trees? Oh, well, everybody has them, so everybody has them, and now it's the opportunity to get trained of how to use them. So we're like Warren, to where for like electronic stamp, to where I'm like, really, that you can't just make up a way of like think about, oh yeah, by next week I'm going to be able to collect about 150 or so dollars. But let's just say that on average, to where that this will be like, I'll just assume that this is like the new wave technology right here, to where that yeah, that mailing something and receiving something has never been easier. And they may say that yeah, and now that they have it to where that you can get alerts about for any recent mail, and it gets to you faster, that type of stuff. But on there and tell guys, for the future of top up for mailing service right there, Man Made 25. Thanks for watching.